Hey everyone, this week's topic is going to be grocery shopping and budgeting tips. I'm just kind of going to run through what I personally do every week on grocery shopping and cooking and all of that. And then I'm also going to give some tips on ways to lower your budget, or not your budget, but lower your cost of food or anything like that that might help. This is going to be really important. To anybody, but if you're in college and you have like a very, very small amount of money that you receive, or if you are just getting out there in the world and you're just living on your paycheck for the first time, which is super exciting, this is going to be really, I think, a helpful topic. This is something I definitely did not do for a very long time, and I don't know how I survived, to be honest with you. But this is it. So here we go. Biggest thing that I can give you as far as budgeting and grocery shopping tips is to start before you even go to the grocery store, and that's meal planning. It doesn't have to be necessarily, you're having the same thing every single day. That might help. It doesn't have to be really, really strict on this, but it does need to be planned. So what I do is every Sunday I sit down with my boyfriend and we go through the whole week. So Sunday through Saturday, basically, and we say, what do we want for dinner this week? That's where we start, is dinner, because it's our favorite meal. So we say, what do we want tonight, Monday, Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. So we write down everything that we want to make. If we get stuck, usually we'll look for recipes online to kind of, mix it up. We have like a solid probably 17 or 18 recipes, like meals that we flow through every week. And sometimes we get really excited about one and kind of overdo it, and then we have to come back and whatever. And of course with the seasons it changes as well, which is super exciting, I think. So anyway, so that's where we start, is we write down everything that we want to eat for dinner that week. And then from then, since I'm not working right now, I say, Emma, what do you want to eat for lunch all week? Because usually I just stick with leftovers. I usually get up a little bit later, so I don't eat as much food and blah, blah, blah. But when I was working as well, we would sit down and say, what do we want to eat for lunch this week? Emmett's really easy, my boyfriend, because he can literally eat the same thing every day and not get bored. So his is usually something like chicken and rice, or turkey and rice, or tuna and rice, or chicken and vegetables, or whatever it may be. He's pretty easy. So we just kind of decide what he wants this week, what protein basically he wants for the week, and then we go from there. Again, with me, I usually just snack on whatever left over. What we've been doing for the past month or so is we've been buying a ton of either chicken or turkey, and we cook all of it up on a Sunday. We barbecue it all, so it's super tasty. And then we just have it for the rest of the week, whether to just eat whenever we want, which is super convenient. Highly recommend to anybody to do. So once we figure all that out, we obviously go in and say, what do we need for this dish? What do we need for this dish? And so he usually goes to the cabinets and I say, do we have this? And he'll say yes or no. And then, we just make our grocery list from there. And that makes it really easy. And if there's stuff on the list that's like really random that I'm not going to use, like I think there's this one recipe that always calls for fresh cilantro, which is great. I love fresh cilantro, but you can only usually find it in a bunch like the size of your head. And yeah, it's only 90 cents or something like that, but it's so wasteful. I never use all of it. I never find it. And I've tried so many times to just use all the cilantro and it never works. So for little things like that, I usually will go and I'll buy just the dry version of it and then just kind of use it when needed from there. And it's really inexpensive and it saves a lot of wasteful food. So one tip right there. So once you've figured out your grocery list, again, just kind of go through and see if there's any ingredients that might look kind of expensive that you can swap out or anything like that. And that'll be a big help as far as saving money. So anyway, next step would obviously be going shopping. Make sure you have your cash in hand, whatever you've budgeted for the week, and make sure you think you can afford it. Some people will actually go to like a grocery store website like Safeway or something and kind of price check everything and see what's on sale. I know that Safeway, for example, has like an app where you can choose what what coupons you have for the week. My mom does that like religiously, like before she goes shopping, she always just scrolls through and sees what she can get on sale, especially if it's a bigger ticket item like, I don't know, milk I feel like is really expensive, or like just protein in general. So that's another like tip. If that's where you shop, that would be really, really great. So what I used to do, I haven't done this in the past month, but what I used to do is I always started out at Grocery Outlet. If you guys don't know what grocery outlet is, it's pretty self-explanatory in the name. It's just a outlet store for groceries, and they have fresh produce, they have frozen stuff, they have, you know, dry goods and whatever. And I always start out there because sometimes they'll have everything on my list and sometimes they'll have absolutely nothing on my list, but it's always good to go check. And where I used to live, it was literally right next to my house, so I would just walk over there, check it out, see what I could get. And if it was nothing, cool. If it was a lot, awesome. I mean, I think the most I've ever spent there was like $45, and I had like 7 grocery bags full of food. So sometimes, like I said, you can strike gold and sometimes you strike out. I always used to start out at a grocery outlet or a Food Max or something like that and see what I could get first. And then from there on, I would usually move on to either Trader Joe's or Safeway. Just really generic grocery stores. Trader Joe's, there's certain things that I really enjoy getting from there. They have certain like barbecue sauces that I really, really love that I can't find anywhere else. They have salsas that I really like that I can't find anywhere else. And then a lot of their frozen items are preservative free, which is really nice. And it's where I also buy a lot of my frozen fruits for smoothies when I'm on a smoothie kick, because they're really inexpensive and you can get them organic for very inexpensively. And obviously they have really cheap beer and wine, which is always great. I cannot tell you how many $3 bottles of Trader Joe wine I've had that's been delicious. So it's another little saver tip. Lately, for like the past month, which is odd because I've been unemployed for that long, but I've been shopping at Whole Foods a ton. I think I've just been trying to take better care of my body, so I've been going there and solely buying organic food. The only thing that I don't buy that's organic are like cereal and butter, which I don't really eat butter, but everything that I've been buying lately has been organic, and you're probably thinking, oh my God, that's not budget friendly. I swear I spend less money shopping at Whole Foods than I do at any other store. It could be because I've been going in with a lot more purpose and definitely shopping smart when I go there. So say I need romaine lettuce heads, I will buy the most inexpensive one there, and it's usually the 365 brand, which is the Whole Foods brand. But just shop smart, you know, and that's how you can save the most money as well, is just shop around. Like if you're looking for tortilla chips, for example, don't buy your favorite brand if they're $6 when you can buy a different brand for $3 or $2. Simple common sense of just buying something that's less expensive. So that's just kind of just what I do as my budgeting. Another thing that are really inexpensive is you can get frozen chicken bags of frozen chicken. My heart says to stay away from Foster Farms, but a lot of people buy it, and that's great. It's inexpensive. You can keep it in your freezer for whenever you need it. Whole Foods does sell boneless, skinless, organic chicken breasts. I think they're like $9 or $10 a bag. Not that much more expensive. So if you're looking for that lifestyle on a budget, that would be a good place to start. Another thing would be like bulk rice, because you can cook a ton of it in one go. So what I do for Emmett, we're so dumb. We used to go to Trader Joe's and buy like the bags of it, like the frozen little bags of the jasmine rice, and then he would take it to work. They were like $4, but it was only 3 days worth of rice. Whereas I now buy like the massive bag of uncooked rice, and then I cook it for him once a week or so whenever he wants it. And we've had the same bag for like, I think a month now, and we only spent like $8 on it. So that was my mistake. That was me being lazy and not wanting to cook rice. So there's that. Another great source of protein that you can add to a lot of your dishes is Greek yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt. I personally love Fage. It's my favorite brand because it's really thick and it tastes really good, but it's a great substitute for sour cream, which I don't really know how much sour cream is. I haven't purchased it in quite a few years, but it's way less fat, way more protein. So if you're like kind of on a diet or a budget and you want to eat healthy, hearty meals, something like sweet potatoes with some ground turkey and a couple dollops of Greek yogurt is like, it speaks to my soul. It is so good. I can't tell you how many times I've just had that for dinner, like a couple days a week, because it's just so good. So just simple things like that to save money, just buying things that are high in protein, low in fat, but are inexpensive, something like that. And then the other big thing I have to say is just buy what you need. Never go to the grocery store hungry. I'm definitely guilty of that often, but try to avoid it as much as possible. Budget your money, bring cash. It's embarrassing, but if you get up to the cash register and you don't have enough cash to cover everything, you probably don't need a couple of those things. You probably didn't budget well, so just take them out. I've done it before. It's embarrassing, but you just kind of have to get over it if you want to succeed in this whole budgeting, saving money, moving on with your life, and having a good future set up for yourself, because you can put money aside. And a big part of that is something as easy as groceries. Groceries, I feel like, is where people spend the most unneeded money anywhere in their lives, because it's something you need. So every time you go to the grocery store, you need food. So stop spending so much money at the grocery store. Budget well. Make a list. Make meal plans. Put it on a calendar. I put it in my daily planner every week. So as always, thank you for watching. Leave some comments below if you have any questions. If I am ranting again, if I didn't explain anything well enough, please feel free to ask questions. I'm here to help. I want to help everybody. So have a great one.